Ketchup prank. So my roommate Mickey just put his fish sticks in the oven, and he always uses ketchup. Put it right there.
The trap is set.
Right, but it's playing flashbacks and stuff, so it's like.
Best prank ever.
The best thing about this video is the surprisingly high-pitched squeal the guy gives when he realises he's been pranked.
Oh my god!
But just how has Joey created this compressed condiment calamity?
Is this bad?
This is a spin-off of the classic elementary school experiment where you make a volcano erupt using vinegar and baking soda.
Ketchup has vinegar in it, which is an acid. Baking soda is a base.
When you mix vinegar and baking soda, the vinegar gives a positively charged hydrogen to the baking soda, and this causes it to become unstable, and it releases water, a salt, and also CO2 gas, which is causing this fizzing reaction we can see here.
But why doesn't the ketchup explode as soon as the baking soda is added?
Joey is really careful when he adds the baking soda not to mix it in with the ketchup. So when his roommate Mikey comes and grabs the ketchup bottle and he mixes it up, that's when the reaction happens.
As he shakes the bottle, more of the baking soda comes into contact with the ketchup, creating loads of carbon dioxide. And the pressure is building up as more gas is released. It builds up to the point that it blows the top of the bottle and the ketchup sprays everywhere.
This is Peter Tarrant, also known as Dr. Electric. Probably because he does stuff like this. He's standing in a swimming pool underneath a Tesla coil.
Peter is being zapped by 200,000 volts.
Now, normally electricity and water don't mix well. So what's happening here?
Most people think electricity and water don't mix. Don't sit in a bathtub with a toaster oven. Everyone knows this. The reason is because though electricity will travel through water, it wants to travel through you more. You are more conductive than the water is.
If electricity flows through your body, then it can end up burning your skin, disrupting your central nervous system, and even your heartbeat. It can kill.
So how is Dr. Electric apparently cheating death in this clip?
Peter's done something very special to that water. First of all, he's filled the water with salts.
Salt is made of sodium and chloride. Now, when you dissolve this in water, the positively charged sodium and the negatively charged chloride can move around, and this allows electricity to flow.
Because the salty water is a better conductor than the water inside Peter's body, and the electricity chooses the path of least resistance, it chooses to go through the salty water rather than through his body on its way to the ground.
This is fine for the bits of his body that are under the water, but for the bits in the air, they're still much more conductive than the air around them. So he's wearing stainless steel chainmail gloves, a tinfoil hat, and because metal is much more conductive than his body, there's a route for the electricity to flow around him, leaving him perfectly safe.
In this episode, our homemade hotshots have shown us mechanical marvels, scientific surprises, and invisible instruments. But we finally reached number one. Clear the skies for the undisputed hero of homemade hotshots. This is Alexandru Duru piloting his very own homemade hoverboard.
Impressive. Unbelievable. I had a hard time believing that this was even real.
This absolutely deserves to be number one. We have all been dreaming about the hoverboard. Finally, someone has made one.
One of the striking things about this piece of equipment is that the last thing that you'd expect it to do is work.
Oh, but it does, Tom. It really does. And to prove it, we've come to the birthplace of this board, Montreal, Canada, to capture the action for ourselves and to meet the ambitious aviator, Alexandru.
It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. sometimes you might be dreaming, oh, I would like to feel how it is to fly. And there you have it. It's here, and you can actually experience it. It becomes somehow an extension of your feet. It's just like your feet are able to push through air.
So how is this fantastic flying machine put together?
Alexandra's hoverboard design is simple but beautiful. It's 6.5 feet long, or 2 meters, and it has 8 rotors arranged in a spider-like fashion. Alexandra stands at the center and flies up into the sky.
Alexandra controls the power that goes to the rotors by using the throttle that he holds in his hand.
So it's very responsive, very powerful, a little bit dangerous.
So the controller is for power, but how does he steer?
Steering and balance do not come from any controller. He has to use his feet and his body.
Alexandra creates forward thrust by shifting his body weight forward, thus orienting all the rotors slightly backwards. Now they're giving him upward thrust, but they're also giving him a little bit of forward thrust.
Alex has to have amazing skills to pilot this board. Because most of the weight is Alex himself, the whole system is extremely top-heavy.
Alexandra at all times must keep his center of mass directly above the hoverboard. That way he won't tilt forward or backward too much and come crashing down.
I was confident from the start that this is, in terms of just a technological challenge, this one's not totally safe, but it's gonna be safe at some point, eventually.
I think what Alexandra has built here is truly remarkable.
Alex is our number 1 because he's made a hoverboard. I'll say that again, he has made a hoverboard.
Thanks for making me the number 1 homemade hotshot.
Woohoo! No, thank you, Alexandru. And as our homemade hover lord buzzes off, we say goodbye. Until next time on Outrageous Acts of Science.
Nice.
The ancient art of growing bonsai trees just got a little more interesting.